Appreciate you guys for joining. Um, Thank you so much for your time this morning. Today is the 6th day of June 2025, and I want to say to you this morning, it's the time here is just I think past 9, my time. I think past 10 in Biafra land. I want to say to you this morning, go out there, do what you have to do, succeed. If you don't have anything to do, seek for something, pray, and Chukoki will support you and help you. And my desire is that we all succeed as Biafrans and people, lovers of freedom, or those people who want to be Biafrans, but too also who are positive in their minds, in their mindset, and looking forward to better things happening to the people of different tribes trapped in the contraption so that they will all be free and we can all come all out of this mess that we have found ourselves in Nigeria. I want to thank you. My name is Kelechi Ambrose. Kelechi Ambrose. Ambrose is my father's name. My name is Kelechi. They gave me a British English name, or maybe what do we call it now? A slavery name, which is Harry, and I don't like bearing it anymore. I prefer my local name. It begins with first understanding that the first point of reference to who you belong is your name. If you belong to the British contraption or the British slavery design, then your name will tell. When they hear your name, they say, oh, he's a slave, because they know your name is connected to that. I want to thank you for joining. Please, I want you to help out in sharing, first of all, liking this video, and then sharing on all your social media platforms. This video is very critical because I will take my time to talk to my brother. He's still my brother, because no matter how we derail, and we go out of place, we cannot deny the fact that we are from the same place. We are brothers or sisters, and hence when we are trying to correct, we correct in love and try to do things right. The things that are said by Ikenga against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are very hard and very unbelievable. And the interesting thing is that I try to listen to understand if there are things that can be evidences or things he could say that prove the level of hatred he has for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Based, he might say it's not hatred, but based on what he said, the things he said, when listening to him talk, you can feel the hatred, and you know that something is wrong somewhere. And in spite of everything he said against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the abuse, the insults, the, I mean, the the talking down on, I try to listen to the evidences or the things that he is accusing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of, and I never saw anything tangible. The only thing I heard of him is that making young men, causing trouble in our land and killing our young men, and that brings me to wanting to respond effectively to this morning, because I want to talk to Ikenga very much here, because we are going to have to define so many things and understand the things we say. Now, everybody in the world can testify. Diana, thank you, Diana Blue. Diana Boo, also, I don't know how to, is it Boo, spell it, the agent. Thank you so much for joining. And Kennedy said she leave that coward. Yeah, yeah. But definitely we have to talk about him, because I don't understand why someone like him would come out in public. Maybe since he has joined politics, because I think they have a blood. Hey, you want me to go far now, but let me just say this. I think they don't have an understanding of what politics is about. That's why they always, once they join politics, they think it is time to go against, of course, in the contraption. When you join politics, they expect you to go against what you are, what you used to be, or what you believe in, and they want you to come public to prove that yes, you are against it. And so I believe that the politicians would have told them to come all out to say the things he said. But anyways, before we get there, I want to first start from the beginning. Now, first, let's look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for freedom. What is freedom? We originally are not Nigerians. As simple as that. And we are saying now that Britain, of course, which is evident, which is true, Britain brought us together in a system that is killing our people, making our people hungry, making our people suffer. The resources from our land today is not going round to Biafrans. Rather, it is going into the hands of many of these politicians, especially the northern ones and those ones who are stooges to the northern politicians who are from our land. Because we are under Nigeria, which is not an organized country, which is a business structure, definitely resources will not go around, because in a company setting, you are only paid salaries based on what you work, and every other thing goes into the company's coffers. They decide what they do with the resources, they decide the salary they pay you. The same way also under Nigeria, resources don't belong to the people, it belongs to the owners of the company, and the company is called Nigeria Royal Niger Company, which became Nigeria, and then they have the management, which is the government of Nigeria, managing the business empire for the board of directors, who are the British, and the chairman of the board of directors, which is the King of England. So now, if we understand it that way, it simply means that we are being short, shortchanged. We are not being given what is ours under the contraption called Nigeria. And if we say now that out of the whole people of the world, or out of the nations of the world, we are actually the ones that are even less shortchanged, because we are not allowed to bear our name. We are bearing a strange name called Nigeria. Now, what we want to do is this: we want to be free from it. Is there anything wrong with that? And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now comes out to say that, yes, I am standing on behalf of the voice of the people. We want to be free. As soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu began to talk about freedom, people began to troop around him. And that is why he is the leader of Biafra nation today, because that is what the people want. If the people didn't want Biafra, they would not embrace him as the leader of Biafra. As simple as that. I want us to take it from the fundamentals before we get to where Ikenga messed up. And I want to tell him today, he's a brother, and I have to tell him, we are all brothers and sisters. We have brothers who do go against them, go against others, but we have to call them to order so that they will understand that they are going against. This is unbelievable what Ikenga says, because I have been thinking about it. I think I first heard about it, is it 2 weeks ago? And I've been thinking and worrying. It keeps worrying. The other broadcast I do, I touch some of the things. And yesterday I had to try to talk about it. And today I said I'm going to try to give an elaborate. I'll focus on this alone today so that I can talk about it. Now, we have seen that we are not Nigerians. We're actually Biafrans. We're actually Oduduwa. We're actually, Hausas and different tribes brought together and stuck, kept under a system that would shortchange us so that we keep suffering. Now, please, I want you to share this broadcast, because I want it to reach very far and go around fast, so that all the places where Ikenga's voice has gone, they will also listen to this particular broadcast and know that something is wrong with that statement and the things that he has said, and something is really wrong with him, and he needs actually to redirect his steps, to come back to normalcy, to come back to reason, and to apologize to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu publicly. Don't allow politics. Don't allow yourself, because of your ambition in politics. If you want to join politics, good. Nobody is telling you not to join politics. At least politicians are not our enemies. You can be a politician and still be upright. It's possible. But in the Nigerian contraption, or the system of politics in the world today, including the West, once you are into politics, you must be criminal, you must be cunning, that is why we are having problems with the narrative of politics. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we're not going to go into politics, we're going to just focus on our freedom. Because if we want to be strategic, we can decide to go into politics and dominate and control politics in our land. But how much can you do that? How far can you go with that? Because there will always be a way of sabotaging through politics. The government of the day will be coming after you if you are not responding to them, and maybe somehow it will even lead to more terrible situations. people naturally have this mind of criminality when they go into politics, and that is why, because you will still flow with the Nigerian army, you still flow with the Nigerian police, you still be under the governmental house where these ones are guiding, you'll still be in the places where attending meeting and everything you'll be doing with the the institutions of and all of that of the Nigeria contraption. So which means that as long as you are in politics, you are bound to maybe compromise. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't want IPOB to be part of politics. That is why he wanted us to focus, because politics seemed to be like a stain, like an avenue to criminality. So he didn't want that. He just wanted to have a system where he could control the narrative. Because once you're a politician in Nigeria, definitely Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not be able to control the system. Because once they get to the office, their obeisance is to the King of England. Their submission and their obeisance is to the Nigeria president or the Nigeria constitution. And you're going to do the biddings of these politicians to even be corrupt. That is why they do what they do, and they don't care. You can't take them to court. You can't sue them. You can't, because the constitution covers them. So when you swear an oath, that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decided that under IPOB you swear an oath to be loyal to the nation of Biafra. Because once you swear an oath under Nigeria to carry, and you said you are going for freedom, and you are swearing an oath with Nigeria constitution, it will be difficult for you to achieve it, because your oath should be for the Nigeria contraption. Anyways, let's go back to what we were talking about. Let me begin from this point. Now, please, I want to see your comments about the whole narrative of what Ikenga said, and of course, please share this on all the social media platforms so that it will reach him also. So now I wanted to reach him from online, so that he would be able to look at it and understand. I'm not here to insult him. I'm not here to embarrass him or to abuse him, but I'm here to correct him as a brother. I'm here to tell him the things where he has gone wrong, and tell him strongly that he has really touched the tail of the tiger, which is the Biafrans. He has messed up big time by coming against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in that way. If you have a disagreement with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, keep it to yourself and think of how you're going to resolve it. This is the same Nnamdi Kanu that you came all out to speak for. You said Biafra or nothing. This is the same Biafra. You said Biafra or nothing. Sometimes you get angry and scream, remove your cap and want to. I mean, the energy was so much. I was so in love with it. I said, wow, this person is really, in fact, he's so angry about what is happening and how we're suffering under Nigeria, and he wants us to be free. And suddenly you are saying this against the man you worked under, even if he had done anything to you. You know he stands for freedom. You know he represents freedom. You know he thinks freedom. You know in your heart that he is a man. He might make his mistakes. He is a human. He might make his mistakes, just like you. The same Ikenga too. You have your own flaws. So if people begin to abuse you and reject you and come online and talk about against you and stand against the things that you stand for, the principles that are genuine that you stand for, and stand against you on the things that you expect in your life expectations, thing that you want to achieve and all of that, because you offended them, how are you going to feel? Are you going to come to tell us that because of the whole concept of the things that you think that have been done to you, or maybe Mazi Nnamdi Kanu suspended you one time or dismissed you one time or something, or something happened, and then against the same thing the same thing what I was talking about yesterday, mentioning Papa Ejima. Once you have not been saturated with the spirit of Biafra and believe in, and the thing you believe in, if we would know that you truly are standing for the truth, when what you stand for does not change in spite of the disappointments, the betrayal, and the things that happen to you, in spite of what people do to you, once that ideology you stand for does not change, you still speak about it, you still talk about it, you quarrel with people, you fight with people, you do everything with people, but that ideology, you preserve it, you make sure that what your quarrel is doing is not destroying the ideology, rather it is affecting only the quarrel and dealing with the issue, not the whole concept of the ideology. Then we know now that you are actually part of it. It's just like what the issue we had in accountability and transparency group. When they were insisting on doing the wrong thing, I said, no, we can't do the wrong thing. If we had decided that we are not going to have a leader here, we're not going to have a leader here. We said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader. So we are all like a committee. We are working towards doing something together to see that we get results. But nobody is going to stand and say, I'm the leader. And then they wanted to impose leadership, and we said no. People were talking. Some people were imposing leadership. Some people were trying to impose their own will. I said no. Since we have already agreed that everybody will take decisions together, few of us cannot take decisions. Four of us cannot go somewhere, take decision, and then come to impose it. I refused. You know why? Because I believe that once you have an agreement towards a thing, an ideology, we might fight, we might quarrel, we might do anything, but let that ideology not change. And till today, I'm still standing strong, believing in the freedom mandate, in spite of the fact that they suddenly, all of them begin to walk away. Everybody want to do their own thing because they want people who will be loyal. They want people who will be saying yes sir to them. I will say yes sir to you, but I will also disagree with you once I have to disagree with you. That's me. I am very respectful. I submit to leadership, and once we have an agreement, I want to follow it to the core. That is why you see me, whatever I'm doing, I am not interested in leadership. I am only interested in seeing that I raise the hand of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and seeing to it that he comes out and continue the narrative of freedom. Now, I have explained in simple terms what freedom means. Freedom means to us that we want to have our own nation and govern ourselves. Because under Nigeria, we are not governing ourselves. We are not having our own nation. We are only a company, and every company does not does not report to the people, the workers, no, they don't report to the people. They report to the shareholders. And even if the workers are shareholders in a way, they see the workers as only receiving their own portion by their salaries they have, and that's all. Nobody wants to bring the totality of the company details to the workers. No, they only bring it to the shareholders. They publish their annual reports and their weekly or monthly reports and quarterly reports and mid-year reports and all of that to the shareholders and the directors. Because you know why? These are the people who have stakes, direct stakes on the company. The workers are working to sustain the stakes of the shareholders. That's what it is. So the workers are paid for. As soon as they are paid, that is for them. And that is what Nigeria is. We are just doing what we are doing everywhere. The resources in our land being taken and all of that, because it don't belong to us. Under Nigeria, the resources don't belong to the communities or to the people who are on that land. You cannot manage your resources. That is why we say we want to be free. We want to have our nation like Britain is, like other places they are, where they are managing their own things and doing their things for themselves. And we want to have our own government. We want to have our own constitution based on our culture, traditions, and all of that. You can bring us into a system that is killing us. Look at Fulanis. Look at all of them. They believe in Islam. They are governed by Islam. They believe that Islam controls them. And now we are put together. We don't believe in Islam. We believe in our own culture and traditions. We believe in Christianity also. We believe in our culture. We believe in our traditions. We believe in a free world. We believe in a contemporary operating system and all of that. We believe in a system that is free to believe in whatever you believe in. And yet you are bringing us together with the people who are killers, that is said you must be part of us, you must be Islam, or else we'll kill you. And this is causing problems because we're in Nigeria, they are easily entering our lands because we're together. If we are on our own as a nation of Biafra, definitely they will not be able to enter because they will be checked in the borders. But this is where the problem is now. Now, we now want freedom, and this is what Biafra means. Biafra means we want to be free. Biafra means we want to give ourselves our own name and be free. And that is what we are talking about. So how is Ikenga having a problem with Biafra? Why is he now saying that Biafra is nothing? Biafra is gone. Biafra is not needed. We don't need Biafra. That Biafra should not be talked about. That what we need now in Nigeria. That Biafra, everybody should just go on their own. Saying that those who are clamoring for Biafra are mad people, are stupid, are this, are that. Look, Ikenga, remember, one time you were talking tough. You were telling Nnamdi Kanu to give orders. You were telling him to talk, to give orders that you are a reserve. You are a reserve of the soldier. You are ready to come in and fight for Biafra. Now, what was on your mind then? when you were talking about Biafra? What did you believe in? What did you see? What was on your mind? Why were you talking about being free? And suddenly now you think that Biafra does not mean freedom. Now, by your other words, the things you have said, it means that what you are why you are saying it is because people are misbehaving, people are doing the wrong things, people are, people are, you know, um, now the allegation against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he's a killer and all of that. Now let's look at it critically. Let's look at it critically before we go into that matter. Now, what was on your mind when you were supporting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, telling him to give orders? Why should he give orders? And what are the orders for? What was happening? What are the things? Were the things happening that made you think that he should give orders for people to march? What was the Nigeria contraption doing to the people that made you feel that he should give orders? Now, critical questions we need to ask you so that you come and tell us online. Because before you come online and tell us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is this, he should be jailed. He should be locked up for life imprisonment. He should be doing. He should be done with. This should happen. That should happen to him. That he's a killer. He has killed our people. He's causing problems. What do you mean by problems? What is the definition of problems? Are problems, do you call problem, do you call me a troublemaker that I am asking for my own freedom from the clause that is cheating me? It's like somebody comes into your household and begin to sleep with your wife and begin to control you in that house, also sleep with your wife, control your children, tell you where the children of the school they will go, tell you how you and restrict you from having affairs with your wife, and the person is now taking charge of your wife and sleeping with your wife, and the person now is commanding you how you go, when you go to work and when you don't go to work, and what you do. Would you like it? Ikenga, would you stand it? Now, if you are now saying I want to be free from that situation, this person must stop this nonsense. And your wife, you are having quarrels with your wife, or you're having quarrels with one of your child, would you say that because you're having quarrels with one of your child, so I will no more talk about me taking my own control as the owner of the house, as the head of the house? I'll continue to let that man sleep with my wife, come to my house every morning, open my door, enter into my bedroom, sleep with my wife? Would you do that because you have a quarrel with your wife or maybe one of your children? Would you do that? No, you won't do that because you know that you must exude your position as the head of the house. So much also when we are talking about freedom, and we know that when we are saying Biafra, it's not about the name itself. Biafra, that name is not the important thing because we can change the name as a people. The name itself is just as it's a cynosure of what we are talking about. The main thing here is that we want to be free. If you don't like the name, anybody who doesn't like the name, that's not the issue. The issue here is we want to be free. So if we want to be free, we have to be under a particular name that we have been known for, which was talked about in 1967 to 1970, that we have been known for, so that we will be able to use it as a basis of getting ourselves free. When we come out and become free, we can decide to change it. It's as simple as that. Now, you were using your energy, saying so many things then, Ikenga. You were talking, telling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu he's too slow. He needs to come up more. He needs to give orders. He needs to do this. You want to calm down. You want to do this. You want to come down and fight for your people and all of that. And suddenly now, you turn against him. You are saying that you want him to be jailed. What is your reason? Are you saying, justifying illegality that was committed against, even if he is if no matter what he has done to you? For God, see, this thing is what Ikenga, what you are doing is so disappointing. So you mean that if you have a disagreement with your brother, you are ready for enemies to deal with him, cheat him, take him away and mess him up, even kill him because you have a disagreement with him? That's a dangerous mindset. A very, very dangerous mindset. So you mean that no matter what, it is justified that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and tortured for 8 days. It is justified. And you are telling that system to jail him, the system that kidnapped him, the system that tortured him for 8 days, nobody knew where he was, including you. The system that now brought him, extraordinarily renditioned him and kept him away from his lawyers, didn't give him access. It is the system that you are saying that we were all going to be in, and that it is from there we're going to get what we want. How? The system that dealt with your brother. I mean, not let's not say betray, because yes, part of them, because some of our people are part of the system which betrayed him, kidnapped him, tortured him. Ikenga, are you saying that you are endorsing that system against the call for freedom that your brother is talking about, no matter the disagreement you have with him? Are you going to say that you mean that illegality should override, good conscience and rule of law, because you have a disagreement with your brother, or because you think that he has offended you? Because I don't know the kind of offense Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't take your wife. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu didn't take your business. He doesn't do the same thing you're doing. Whether he suspended you or whatever happened the other times, that is not enough. People, I mean, it's just like when there's something that happened, after the accountability and transparency group. I remember when I'm going to talk about Ngozi Uruagu tomorrow. I'm going to really talk about Ngozi Uruagu, because people, yeah, I'm seeing what is going on right now. I'm just laughing. I'll talk deep into Ngozi Uruagu. It's matter. When we had the accountability and transparency group, when some people misbehaved, the group decided that those people will go on suspension. And because the group decided, because we have said that it is the group that decides everything. So when the group said that these people are going on suspension, they now said to the group that they want to resign. They are no more part of the group, and all of that. They went away. In fact, one of them who had money that belonged to the group, which is $500, took the money back to the person who contributed the money to the group. You see, oh my God, the person. Somebody contributed to accountability and transparency group without say, I want to give you this money so that you people can use as part of what you are doing for yourselves to build the group and do the activities you have as we grow, to see how we can do what we are doing and to save ourselves and help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The person gave $500, a lady. And then this person who has misbehaved, because I looked at him as a father, I was surprised that he could take a particular discussion between me and someone and forward to the person that he feels that I talked against, and so that it will cause more criminal. I said, and elder, what you should have done is to call me first. Why did you say this? Because there's no smoke without fire. But he didn't do that. That means he wanted the matter to be aggravated, and he wanted to anger the other person too, so that the problem would be, more. And when he did that, at the time, the group was saying that, why did he have to do that? Even if there's an issue, okay, why not call you? You are an elder, call this person and say, okay, why did you say this? Then hear from him first, and then let the things be resolved. Look for a way of resolving things, because we're having issues about this person has cheated the organization or the group. We need to change and all of that. And that man is saying, no, this person, I brought him, he must continue the job. We said, no, this person has cheated us already. We are seeing it. What we told him to do is not what we told him to do. He's doing something else, and we are paying him so much. Now we have somebody who can do it lesser in our midst. With the lesser is about 10% of the money that person collected. The money the person collected, the person who wants to do it in our midst now want to collect only 10% and give us the same result. And he was insisting, no, how would the person feel about me? I'm the one who brought him, leave him to do the job. But he had cheated us. And that was the issue. We said, no, this is not transparency, this is not accountability. And of course, I know how to interpret things into, to me, that is anti-transparency and anti-accountability. I stood against it. And one thing led to what he was saying so many things about me, trying to blackmail me and all of that. And I said one thing about him. And then this person, who is supposed to be an elder, took that thing I said to him. The person I was talking to was recording it, took it and forwarded to him. And he too now took it and forwarded to the person who I was talking against. He, being an elder, older than me, older than us, would have called me and said, hey, why did you say this? But he did what he did. I don't want to mention names. Now listen. That same elder that took that stuff, when the group said, oh, you messed up, some of you and these people, you have to go on suspension for a while, indefinitely. Then when it's time, we call you back. you know, and all of that. He now decided, oh, I'm no more part of the group. In fact, I'm going to give you people everything I'm holding about the group. I'll send it to you people. I'm not part of it. In fact, I've been told several times to stop this. I'm still doing it. I want to leave. I said, okay. Why would you want to leave? We talked and he said, no, he wants to leave. I said, okay. Now, his words were, I'm going to bring back everything that is in my hands back to the group. Do you know what he did? He took the $500 and called the person who donated the money to us and said, please take your $500 back. That's the same thing that is happening here. Because you are angry about something, Ikenga, you are now fighting to destroy what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing. You are giving the the Nigeria government that has shown the highest level of illegality, wickedness, and criminality against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are telling them that they have rights to be illegal. You are endorsing illegality. You are endorsing criminality after what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because you are not in good terms with him, they should do anything to him. They should do anything to him. Wow. That man took the $500, went to give them back. We were now telling him, where's the $500? Say he has given to the person. He said, why would you give the person? You're supposed to give us the money. He said, no. That he has taken the money. The person gave the money to him to give the group. So now he's taking. But that's not what you said initially. You said you will bring back the money to the group. We asked you about the money. You said you were going to send it to the group. And you know what the money is for. Such wickedness. And we call ourselves Christians. That's why you see, it's about individuals. It's not about what you think, what you profess to worship and all of that. Ikenga also calls, I think he professes Christianity also. Now look at what he's doing. You see, there's nothing that anybody could do to me that would make me sell them for the enemy to kill them. I prefer to call you, let's settle it. And you know what I did? After everything, I still called one of them, and told her and apologized to her and said, I'm sorry. I'm not the one who offended her, but I'm apologizing. Because I feel that, okay, they are older than me. Okay, let me be the one to. Because elders are supposed to make the move. Even if you just say, okay, this is my child, this is my son, this is my younger brother. Let me call him and let's settle things. No. I called and I now sent a message through an elder to them. A much more older person, older than them, to them. Say, please tell these people I want us to settle this matter and all that. They started gossiping it. That he's now looking for, he wants to settle. That he's now looking for, he wants us to. They started gossiping. I was wondering, oh, so making peace is now a caricature. I just smiled. Then I called one of them who is a woman, and I apologized to her. And she told something that somebody said that she heard this. I said, me. I said, let's bring the person, let's talk. She said, no, it's bygone. I said, okay, if it's bygone, no problems. Because if you say somebody says, I say, I will not deny. Let the person come and say, I said in my presence. The one I said, I will agree. The one I didn't say, let the person come and say it. Let me see how I said it. And I said, bring the person. And then she said, okay, she's going to talk to those people. Let's settle and all of that. Till today, and when I call her, when I send her a message, she told, oh, I'm still working on them. Till today, she has almost a year now. It's gone silent. I said, okay. Now, you see, what I'm trying to say is this. When you have issues on particular things, disagreements are not meant to cancel, destroy, or be against the principles of what you believe. Anytime your disagreement with anyone comes against what you believe and makes you fight what the two of you are fighting for or you believe in, it simply means that you are not truly connected to that arrangement or that ideology as at that time. In spite of the fact that Simon came online to call me criminal, I have not stolen anything from him. I told him that he's going to get into trouble, and today he's in trouble. I told people that before December last year, he will be away. I said it. He will be away, and other people will now use it as an alibi. Oh, I would have given you Biafra, but because I was away, and other people will now come in and then begin to take over. I said it. They will always remind me of that. That you said this early last year. Yes, I said it. And today, that's ending of November, he was taken away. However it is, he was taken away. And then people like Ngozi and Co. The same Ngozi that he called me a criminal because I exposed Ngozi to him and told him that Ngozi is a Nigerian. The same Ngozi now is the one now doing all the things that she is doing against his own expectation. Because he didn't have a right mind, he thought he was going to make money through Ngozi. And he knew that the money is coming from Ngozi, way of Nigeria, the politicians. But because he wanted the money, he decided to call me a criminal and embrace Ngozi. Today, look at them. Look at how they are misbehaving online. I don't talk about them on my post. I do my post on important things. But I'm going to make a video, just one tomorrow or next. Yeah, tomorrow hopefully, to address the issue of Ngozi and all of these shenanigans. Ralph, look at the ways. Look at the ways. They're all childish, just like what is happening now today. You know, Elon Musk is behaving childish online. You know, I was just looking at him twice. I was just going on through his tweet. I was just going through. I said, why this every 5 minutes or so, less than 5 minutes, he's tweeting. He's just tweeting and saying some things that make no sense. I said, no, something's wrong. It's either this man is on drug or something is wrong somewhere. Or those around him are just people who are not wise, who could not tell him, oh, just handle this. He started saying so many things. So many things. Today now, he decided to withdraw one of the things he said when he said he was going to withdraw from the space program and all of that. Today now, he decided to withdraw it. Now, why did you say it initially? Because you were reacting. You are so emotional. People, you were just reacting. That's why it's very good to control yourself whenever when you know you're very reactional. These days I try to make sure that I don't react that moment things happen. Because I might say something that has cost me so many things. I'll say some things at that point and then later I begin to regret it. I tell myself I don't want to go that level again. I don't want to go that level again. Now, let's listen. We all know that freedom, that we are chasing for, Ikenga, you know this, that the freedom we are chasing for is real, is good, it's important. It's for us to have our own nation. It's for us to save ourselves from Fulani killings. It's for us to save our resources that is going to the Fulani oligarchy and the politicians controlling our land. You know that the freedom we are talking about, which Biafra is the name we're using to pursue that freedom, you know that it is about the life and the future generation. You know that it is about our pregnant women, our women being raped, our children being killed, our men being killed. You know it is about the harvesting of the organs, killing our people and harvesting the organs. You know it is about the trafficking of our people because of poverty and all of that. They are being trafficked all over the nations of the world. You know what the freedom thing is all about. And you know that the person whom we are looking up to, in spite of his weaknesses, is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the world also know how critical he is and know that he is very important to getting this freedom. In fact, he stands the chance of getting the freedom. You know that, Ikenga. That was why you were vibrating and talking and telling him to give orders. Now, let me ask you, Ikenga, are you saying that if you request, somebody comes into your house and decides to want to kidnap your child, and you now say, hey, don't do that, that means you're looking for trouble? Are you telling me that because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying that we must get our freedom, telling the people to defend themselves and all of that, that means he's looking for freedom? Because what you said is that he is causing problems. Are you saying, so that means sorry, I made a mistake then. I said, are you saying that because he is saying that this things must stop, we must get our freedom, that means he's looking for trouble, he's causing problems? Are you saying that when you are in your house and an invader comes into your house and you withstand the invader, now along the line, as you're withstanding the invader, your child got injured or one of your children got killed? When, if you have not stood up, all your children might have been killed and you also might have been killed. Maybe along the line of you, when the invader didn't know you were around. As soon as the invader was attacking your children, you came behind and strangle the invader, but that time the invader has hurt your child, one of your children, so much that that child died. Are you now going to say that because you attacked the invader, that means you are looking for trouble? I don't know the rationale behind this whole thing that you came online talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now, the shocking thing is that you even said that if it was better he was not born, that some people should have been aborted. If they were aborted, things would not have happened. Oh, Ikenga, you mean that the birth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a mistake because you have joined politics? Are you saying that you can't be in politics and still just be quiet about this narrative? Or because they have said that they don't still trust you unless you go out there and discredit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and say their mind concerning what they are thinking of doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Because what I see, Ikenga, is that you are speaking the heart of what the people want to do, the Nigerian politicians want to do. So they want to use you first to say it, to see how we are going to react, because they know that you actually were part of IPOB. So now, if somebody who is part of IPOB is now coming to say that IPOB is evil and saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a killer, and then saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be jailed, then it means that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu truly has committed crime. That is what they are trying to achieve with you. So they now move you to go and say it, so that it will be that even his own people are testifying against him. That is why he left him. This is strategic against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from you, Ikenga. And it is so painful that you now begin to bring in God into it to make it look like you are being told by God to do what you are doing. Because whenever people want to do things against people, when the British came, they used religion so that it will look authentic. Look at that levy of in Enugu, that kidnapper, which 2 weeks ago, was caught, when he was trying to run away from the borders, or 1 week plus ago. Look at what he was saying. He quickly brought religion into it. God in heaven knows that you have this, that God will vindicate you, God will set you free, and all of that. What is the need for that? Ikenga, are you saying that if you are trying to deal with a problem or an attacker, an invader in your house, along the line as you are dealing with the invader and you are trying to get rid of the invader also along the line was able to hit a member of your family to the point that that one dies? It simply means that also that you looked for trouble, and that is why your child died. Now let me tell you, Ikenga, that IPOB had always been defenseless. They were only protesting, they were only moving with their voice to talk. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is speaking from the radio. IPOB was just the killing at Mpo. Were they armed? Are you saying that the protest in Mpo, and the activity in Mpo was a trouble or a problem that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was looking for before the soldiers came there and shot people and killed them? Like, are you saying that the invasion of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's house was because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was looking for trouble, because he was moving around and talking about IPOB and talking about freedom? Do you call that trouble making? Do you call that causing trouble? This is so disappointing. It's so disappointing this happened. For me to come out to talk on this matter, it's so disappointing, because when I listen to your voice and the way you were talking against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I tried to see if you will mention something that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has done to you. But all I see is that they were only using your voice, the politicians now that you have joined. I'm not against you joining politics. Anybody could join politics. I have brothers who are in politics. I have cousins who are in politics. So I'm not interested in whether you join politics, but if you want to join politics, make sure you are not coming against the people for them seeking, and make sure that you are not against what the people stand for, because they are seeking for their freedom. If you want to do your politics, do your politics. If you want to do it positively, do it positively. If what you think is to go it negatively, that's your business, because you will get the consequences. The consequences must come to you. Clearly, from what you are doing, Ikenga, is that they have decided what they want to do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to jail him. That is why I've been telling our people, reject the issue of everybody who is an IPOB member, or whether you're IPOB or not, and you love freedom, and you know that you love freedom, whether you are Biafran or not. On your platform, post, we are against the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Stop the illegal trial, because the plan is to use the courts and tell you that the law has jailed him. They are going towards that. That was why the judge admitted the exhibits of the things that were presented by the prosecuting team. They admitted the exhibits because exhibits form the basis of the judgment. You can't do a judgment. It's not about emotion, it's about facts. Once you bring an exhibit, try to see that it is not admitted. Because if it's admitted, it goes a long way in playing the role of the judgment that will come from the judge, or whether the panel or the judge. Exhibits are very important. That is why, by your cross-examination and all of that, you should be able to denounce those exhibits. That's what I expect the judge, the lawyers to do. I hope they do that effectively. They are doing their best right now. But every other person who is not a lawyer, who is not part of the legal team, should be posting on their platform now that we refuse the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not following it as if. Now, when you are following it, and Ikenga is also saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be jailed, it simply means that the people the politicians also are thinking, okay, these people also believe in the court process. That's why they're following the court process. So when we jail him, we will tell them that, this is the court. It is the court that did it. It is not us. The court have said this. And Ikenga now is now giving you a clue to the mind of what the politicians have decided they will do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Forget about talking about Simon and Co. is not important in this matter. He's just bringing those ones. Ngozi Urabu talking about Nelly exposing Ike Ngozi. He's tired of the unbarbed one, Ike Nelly, and Ike Ngozi should be barbed before she's exposed. And he's not against. He's not supporting the exposing of people's Ike. But if that's how God wants to punish them, let Him punish them. What kind of talk is that? Oh Lord have mercy, what kind of I am disappointed in you, Ikenga, honestly, because I know I'm disappointed. I don't believe that you would go this level, this low, that you prayed Chukwukike made Nelly to be exposed and all of that. Are you saying that you, being in IPOB, you are the only true genuine person, so other people, their flaws makes them ingenuine? Because I know that Nelly did her best the way she understands it. I know that. She talked about against me also. She said I collected money. I don't know where I collected money. She posted something, and all of that. And it had Harry and or Kelechi also. I don't know. This surname was something else. And I didn't talk. It was my business. I didn't collect money from anybody. I have not collected money from IPB for anything. I'm doing what I'm doing from my heart because I want my own freedom. I want my family to be free. When she talked about me, I still love her. I didn't share her nude. I was against that nude thing sharing online. In fact, when Gaddafi came and said that he was the one who instigated, when he was telling me that he was the one who actually designed the whole plan for Nelly stuff to be posted around, and he was saying so many things. Gaddafi was saying Gaddafi of Biafra, telling me, I have all these things. Let them come and deny. As if God knew it. All of them, when they talk to me, I try to record them because I know these people are dangerous. When he was talking about, he arranging, I was shocked. When he was talking about how, let me not go into some things. Let me not go into this because it's like gossiping. I don't like all this gossiping. But the truth here is that the exposing of Nelly and all of that, it's not because whether she's the God, or Chukwukike wants to expose her. It is just some carelessness and some stuff going wrong. And even if it is Chukwukike exposing, are you the one to tell us that you are the one who prayed for it to be done? You prayed for Chukwukike to do that kind of thing to your fellow human being who is genuine, even if they have their flaws. Because I know that Nelly was not working for the Nigeria government. No, she was talking about freedom, truly. She might be wrong here or there, but she was talking about freedom. So, I know she loved Biafra. She wanted freedom. Even if she later went and started talking about Idu, she wanted the change of name, which was, at that point in time, to me, is irrelevant. Because talking about the name change does not make sense at that point in time. If she didn't know how to place her priorities anyways. I look at the spirit and the facts, not on the emotions, where when you do me something wrong, I need to talk about you in everything. No. Even the people that in accountability group, those who left, the reason why I was able to say let's settle some stuff is because I am looking at their good side in spite of their bad side. I know they have excellent spirit for Biafra, but they were getting it wrong because they were going anti-Biafra by what they were trying to do. Because Biafra is that we don't want to impose anything. We want to do things together. If we have an agreement, let's have that agreement. if we have an agreement. So, there's one of them, one lady who was in that Umuada, very close to me. Some of you might know who I'm talking about. When I say she's very close to me, she's the closest person to me. Very close, the closest person to me. In fact, we had a relationship. And when the issue of, when the issue of, the issue of, what's her name now? Ngozi Rabozi came up. She was first aware of it, and she kept quiet all the while. And I told her, so you have this information, you kept quiet? You kept quiet all this while? I said, no. The way I came strongly on her and talked to her, even when I called Simon and was talking to Simon, and I brought her in and talking to someone, and I was bringing Simon into the meeting, she didn't know. And as soon as Simon came into the meeting, she ran away because she had evidences. She didn't want Simon to know that she is part of the evidences. And I said, no, I don't like hypocrites. You can't be a hypocrite and be with me. It's not possible. I didn't let emotion override me. And she felt that I hated her. Or she felt that, no, I should have. No. When it comes to things that have to do with life, that are so important, I don't support you because you are close to me or because we have a relationship or something. No, I don't go that way. I tell you there that you are wrong. The same way also the other men, in spite of our closeness, we were close. In fact, I was close to the one in the ones in the US and one in UK, very close, and I stood against them because they would go and hold meeting behind me. They would say so many things, and somebody would record the meeting and send to me. I'll be hearing the voices of this. I would say, is this the man saying this thing? But I didn't bother to talk about it. I was still holding to the fact that no, what we agreed must stand. And she felt that maybe, and then one time when we were in an accountability group, we were having a meeting, they accused her of something. I knew she didn't do it. I know in me that she can't do that. I know what she can do and what she cannot do. But I didn't say anything. I kept quiet because the group was calling her to defend herself. And she became very emotional and talking. I knew she can't do that. I know. But I don't need to talk for her because now we are in an official system. It is not something we are discussing behind. Two of us talking or having our chat, our discussion or video call or whatever. It is now us facing what concerns everybody. I wouldn't come. I would have, because I think I could just come in and say, no, 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 this lady cannot do this. I didn't do that because I wanted her to defend herself. And she came, she defended herself. And the group accepted. Or some were still complaining. And after the meeting, she called me, pained in her heart that they were saying these kinds of things and to her, and I know that she cannot do this kind of thing. That can I believe that she will do this? But I kept quiet. I allowed them to be accusing her. I said, no, I was not supposed to defend you because I don't want to be impartial. The way I'm going to treat this other person who's not close to me is the same way I'm going to treat you in a matter. When there's an allegation against you, you have to say for yourself whether you did it or not. It was wrong for me to have jumped in to try to defend you. And she was pained and she was angry. She didn't have an understanding. And then suddenly all she does now is she goes to blackmail me, say so many things about me, and I mean so many things, just because she wants to destroy me because she feels that I hate her. Even when I sent her a message and said I want us to talk, she started broadcasting. She circulated the message saying I'm begging for us to settle, and started telling people to be calling this one, beware of me, beware of this person, he is this, he is that, and all of that. A lady. If I call most of you will know her. If I call her name, she might even watch this also. But I want to speak to her too, because I want her to understand that this mindset does not help anybody. And this life is so simple. We don't need to all this kind of. That is why in Biafra land we're not growing, because we don't have a unity. We don't have a unity of purpose in the communities. That's why it's difficult for them to really get formidable vigilante in their communities. That everybody will agree to, that will be formidable to make sure that they are able to checkmate ritual killings and other dangerous things happening in the community. I'm still going to talk about this matter very, very well. Not in this time because of the time. This is almost 54 minutes since I started this broadcast. Ikenga, you are playing a very dangerous role by allowing yourself to be used by politicians because you want to be their friend, or because you want to retain more from them, or you want to sustain your relationship and get deeper, or because of your selfish ambition. The way you came against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is unacceptable, no matter your excuse. I want you to take this from a brother that loves you. I am not here to castigate you, no. I am here to talk to your soul because I love you. Because if we don't love one another, this freedom we're looking for, which you are now against, because you are now saying that Nigeria, which is illegal, which illegally detained Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tortured him and killed him. I mean, almost killed him, and brought him illegally to Nigeria. You said Nigeria is better for us, that we should all remain there and get what we want to get. How are they going to give you what you get? You mean you remain in a company and the company, the CEO will now give you the company to run or run the finances? It's not possible. The CEO, no matter how good you are in the company, the only thing they can do is to increase your salary. They can never give you access. They can never put your name on the board of directors or put your name as one of the signatories, and also, of course, sharing the loot or whatever they are making from the company to you, also giving you a portion. No, they can't do that. They can't do that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's quest for freedom is what we also want. It is not all about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are looking forward to him because he is now the voice that Chukwuke gave us to speak for us. So he is doing what we want. So if you are talking against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Ikenga, you are talking against us. That means you are saying that we should not be born. You are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been aborted. Are you saying that you are not supposed to be aborted? Because you have your own flaws. That means we all should not believe him. We all should have been aborted. Well, these kinds of statements are very, very horrible. Say but no, they didn't abort him. They gave birth to him. People use powder. They use powder and all of that. Now we are saying, for God's sake, what has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu done to you? Give us a real reason why you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be killed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be jailed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be taken off. Let him be alive to be seeing what is happening to him. Give us the reason why you think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should not be given his freedom. Why are you speaking the minds of the politicians? Because I've been telling people that what they want to do is they want to jail him. That is why we shouldn't endorse the trial. I keep telling us, and I don't know how people will be waiting. Once it's trial, they begin to tell you, report to you. Instead of the content creators to begin to think of how they are going to create content to reject the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even if you want to give updates of the court, you give it in a way that you are against it. And then after the court, you create more contents making the government and everybody know that we are against this trial. Not waiting to create content for your own self. Why are we this way in Igbo land? Why? We are only thinking of how we're going to. We're thinking of our pockets. We're thinking of what we're going to get. We're thinking of, why is it always about what we want to get, for God's sake? What is wrong with us? Why are we not thinking nationhood? We have been corrupted by the Nigerian narrative and the Nigerian system, the mindset of Nigeria. And when you have intelligent people corrupted, they do worse things because they are intelligent. So their intelligence feeds on the evil that is planted in them and makes them diversify very effectively and become the brain for more evil. That's why it's difficult to allow intelligent people to be brainwashed. Some of you might not understand what I'm saying. It is difficult. It is very, very difficult when you allow an intelligent person to be brainwashed. It is very, very dangerous. So you must make sure. That is why you should make sure that you don't. That was why the first thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did was to come after our brains. Because he knows that as intelligent people, we have been given a mindset. And now that is affecting us so badly that we are tearing ourselves apart without knowing it. How can somebody now begin to become a ritual killer, killing his own brothers and sisters and family and family members, even Biafrans, to make money, so desperate. Why? Because now, as intelligent people, you do more evil when you are corrupted. You do more evil when you are corrupted. A daft person would only have one way. When you brainwash them, they have one way of operating in that evil. But an intelligent person broadens it and further increases the velocity and the capacity of that evil. And that's why it's dangerous to make sure dangerous to allow an intelligent person to be brainwashed. That is what we are supposed to be rejecting now in Biafra land. We are supposed to be changing the narrative. And what you have said now, Ikenga, is that you have made it open to us that the plan amongst the politicians is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be jailed. That's the plan. And the plan is, since it's terrorism stuff, because you are making it look like now because you are saying the words and you are saying the mind of the politicians and the prosecuting team. They are saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist and he has killed people, and you are coming out to say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has killed so many Biafrans. The same thing. That means you are endorsing what they are saying. That means they are actually making you say it so that it will look like it is somebody who is an IPOB, who is part of them, who had been part of them before he decided to leave. If somebody who has been part of them, he must know some things inside very well. He must know some things about how it operated and what happened. He must have information of the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done. So you are now making them believe that the exhibits are true. And this is very wicked. This is very heartless of you. This is unacceptable. And every Biafran on your platforms tell Ikenga to apologize publicly to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He's, by age, he's not your mate. By status, you're not on the same level too. I'm not saying that he's better than any of us, or better than you, or better than anybody. No, I'm saying that to an extent you should regard him as. How can you say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been aborted? Man, should have been aborted. Should have been aborted. Who determines who is aborted? You are now justifying abortion. That means, you see, when you want to defend evil, you would always begin to commit yourself in evil. And the painful thing is that you are saying Chukwukike hears your prayers and he does what you tell him to do. When you want to defend evil, you would always commit yourself in committing evil. Now, saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been aborted, if not all this evil will not go on. You are now saying that abortion is actually good. People should be aborted. When people just think that this child, I feel like aborting him. You abort them. Because if he had been a victim of abortion, he won't be here. You think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that Chukwukike can use? Can use anybody. Just like when they are talking about Mary giving birth to Christ. You think Mary is the only one that would have been used? No. Somebody must be used, right? If that person is not available, somebody else will be available. So as long as somebody is used at that particular time, it doesn't make them special anyways. But it only proves that they have been chosen to lead. You were under him also. You were talking, telling him to lead, to speak, to give orders. Because you know in your heart, even till now, that Nigeria is actually a criminal entity. You said so many things about Nigeria. You said them. How come you are endorsing Nigeria, saying we shall all be under the criminal? Because you are now in politics. That means your mindset is like them. Once I am in control, let the other people continue to remain there so that we'll continue to milk them and destroy them. Is that the mindset? We have to change this mindset. We have to be very, very, very discreet in what we are doing. We have to be very discreet. My deciding to go to politics should not be the reason why I should now begin to talk against Biafra or Nnamdi Kanu. It is you went away totally, and don't let the God of Biafra to deal with you on this matter. Because trying to justify yourself and say that you pray and God hears you does not mean that God is justifying what you are saying about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. At what point did you discover that he is now evil? At what point did you discover now that? Can you tell us, pinpoint the things that you now can say and proves that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a killer? So asking for freedom, and then Nigerian army comes to attack the people, and supporting the people in Lekki. Do you know I was part of the Lekki stuff? I was there. So supporting us and telling us we were protesting for something good. End SARS. That was the idea. End SARS. It was not for any other thing. Is there anything wrong with end SARS? We know what SARS meant. SARS, they were harvesting organs. They were disappearing our people, brutalizing our people. Lots of things. And we're saying end SARS. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying, remain in that, keep protesting. Did he say people should bring arms and start shooting military? He didn't say anything like that. He was saying, keep protesting, because once you sustain it for 2-3 months, you'll see international community will come in. And that's what they don't want. He was telling us, educating us on how we can get the international community to come in. And then we can now begin to negotiate. And then they bring the military to kill people. You are now saying that because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was now saying defend yourself after this time. Are you saying that even in international law, even in the law of the criminals, the West, the people that want to keep us in slavery, in their laws, they also stated there that you have a right to self-defense. When they want to kill you, you in the same reasonable proportion, that means it must be tantamount to what is happening to you. You have a right to self-defense, including taking up arms to defend yourself. Now I'm going to say, now they have killed some of you, defend yourselves. And you tell me that he's a killer. They came to Mbo, they killed our people. You didn't. You are still. You now went into that system that killed our people, and telling us now that the person who is asking us to be free from the people who killed us. Oh my God! When I look at the massacre of 1967 and begin to wonder and listen to what you are saying, there's some things. I mean, I'm just so disappointed. Look at the massacre of 1967. Before 1967, look at what they were doing to our people in Lagos, in the north. Look at what they did to our people during the coup in Zogu school and all of that. After that, and look at what the Northerners did. You see all this evil, Ikenga, and you see the pain in the hearts of Biafrans, including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and all you can say is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been aborted, that he should be jailed for standing on the truth. Oh my. Oh my. It's painful. It's very, very painful. I wish you would retrace your steps, because sometimes when people get into politics, their heart goes behind them, no matter what you say. In fact, instead of them accepting their mistakes, they want to come after you. But I want to tell you that I believe that whenever I'm saying the truth, I stand on it, no matter what it is, because I know that the only thing that can set anybody free or people free or make anybody free is the truth. And you have to come publicly and apologize to Biafrans and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Apologize. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, you iron your differences. Don't come on public and try to tell us that he is evil and that he should be jailed. Biafrans, ask yourself, why did he come to mention what should be done to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Ask yourself that question. Why? You think it's coincidence? No. It is what the politicians have decided, and they are using it to push it out to us and to see how we are going to react. And since this voice he did, the reaction is just so weak, because they want to see how we're going to react. That is how the evils do. They send some stuff out there to see how you're going to react. I appreciate you guys. Please share this broadcast on all your social media platforms. Let people listen to it, and please subscribe to this channel so that YouTube can spread it also further. You know, when you like it, it shows for your people, the people who are your friends and you know, people who are your followers to see. But when you subscribe, YouTube shares it. Please like the video, very important, and share it. We need to be part of sharing the truth and making people see the truth. Let's not be quiet. When you see truth, the things that are truthful and being published and being said, don't look at, even if you think that you hate me because I am standing against whom you believe, don't hate the truth. Stand on the truth. Push this and let it go far so that people can see what it is about and know what we're talking about. If it's possible, I mean, if it is important or it is necessary for me to come up again to talk about this matter, I'll do that, because it's paining me in the heart. It's paining me in the heart. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be jailed. Man, he should have been aborted. Man, we should go into politics. What is politics? Maybe I'm going to get a program. So let's talk about politics. Let's know what politics is, because people think that politics is about, once it's politics, it's about you know, just doing something for yourself. You don't know the details of politics, in the real sense of politics anyways, not politicking. Politics is normally not negative, even if it has been seen as a negative too. When people get into it, they now begin to, everything you do is all now politics, then they play. What we are doing, even Biafra Freedom, is also part of our political ambition, because it also covers for our political life, social life, economic life, and otherwise. I'm going to speak more on this, you know. Huh. Say youth are dying because of one man. They are fighting for their freedom. And you say they are dying because of one man. And that one man should have been aborted. So you mean that nobody should talk again because even when they are being brutalized and killed? Haba. Oh my. Please, I will stop here because it's morning. I know we're busy. And please, let's share this broadcast. Let people get to know what we're saying. And please send your comments so that we can, Joseph, Josephat. Is it Jehoshaphat or Josephat? Josephat Kennedy. Thank you so much. So that I should leave the coward. Anyways, we have to just tell him what he needs to know. Dina, thank you for your message. Please let's send messages so that we can look at it, and then if you have something to say to tell Ikenga to, please tell him. If there's something that I didn't remember to say, you know, we'll talk about it. We'll also talk about who is a true Biafran agitator, so that we can know how to differentiate the evils from the good, you know. And Chukwuka will help us. Let your day be good as you enter the weekend. Let it be blessed. Tomorrow we shall look at Ngozi Oramweze in deep perspective. We're going to look at it very deeply, so that those of you who were abusing me because I was talking against her then, and who were abusing me because I was kicking against her and telling Simon about how evil she is and making Simon see his errors and talking about accountability for us to know what we're doing with our resources and what Azuka and Co did with the monies. I'll talk about these matters tomorrow so that we can still say these things so that we can be knowledgeable. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day and God bless you very good.